back to Mono Emotions, the podcast. I'm your host, Herc. If you haven't already, go ahead and head over to Instagram. Shoot us a follow on Instagram at Mono Emotions _ VDP. On TikTok as well at Mono Emotions, the podcast. If you'd like to be on the podcast, shoot me an email to monoemotionsthepodcast@gmail.com. If you haven't already, hit the like button, hit the share button, share it to your friends, your family, your loved ones, your enemies, anybody and everybody. Let's help get this word spread out here about mental health. And if you don't have anybody to talk to, you can always send me a message. I'm always available to talk because support system is very important. So as if you don't already know, the premise of my podcast is to allow people a space to tell their story with hopes to inspire, encourage, and motivate other people to keep going through so they can learn from your stories, okay? So today I got one of my, and before we get into her story, I have to tell how we met because it's a funny story. I tell this story all the time. I don't care. Hopefully her mom don't get mad because I put this on the internet. But if she does, I'm here for all the smoke. It's okay. So the way we met, 2021, I moved here from Vegas / California, and I went to this like house party. And at the time, I was a heavy smoker, and so I showed up. I didn't know nobody really, besides my one family member who was there, and she was there with her mom, but I didn't know it was her mom. And so we decided to start smoking. I passed around some pre-rolls to everybody, and she got one. I thought this party was like a, adult party. But as you guys can see sitting here, that she is recently an adult. She just turned 18.
I am, yes.
But basically, at the time, she was a minor, and I handed her a pre-roll. And then I found out she was a minor before she started smoking it. Well, I think she had just started smoking it, and then I snatched it back from her because I found out she was a minor, and it was just like a whole thing. It was kind of funny. But ever since then, we've been like really close, good friends. I'd say. Would you say?
Yes, we've been very close.
All right. So at this time, you can do me a huge favor. You can introduce yourself, name, age, where you're from, single, got kids. You can do that for me real quick. While you're doing that, I'm going to go ahead and get everybody's favorite thing about my podcast. Go ahead.
Okay, so my name is Avah Rader, and I just recently graduated Sumner High School, and I'm from Sumner, Washington. And I'm recently starting Pierce College, and I'm going to be starting that of fall 2025. And
you're from Sumner?
Yeah.
Where the hell is Sumner? For people who don't know.
Washington. It's by Puyallup. It's right next to Puyallup.
All right, so for y'all who don't know about Washington, you got Tacoma. Then, like, on the outside of Tacoma, you got, like, Spanaway, and then, like, Puyallup and shit. So it's, like, really close to Tacoma. Right? What'd you say?
Yeah, it is close. I think it's closer to Puyallup.
No, I'm just saying. I'm just giving, like, a
to more lesson. People, yeah.
Because people are going to be like, where's Sumner? And they're going to be like, that just sounds like some little small
Yeah, a lot of people
town.
don't know what Sumner is, or that it's a city in Washington when I tell them that, and it's kind of crazy.
Yeah, I never knew where Sumner was at. Even when I started living here, I didn't know. And then I couldn't even say that word, the city, Puyallup.
You couldn't say Puyallup?
No, when I first moved here, I used to say Puyallup. Puyallup.
Pew, pew, pew. That is what happens there. Correct.
Yep. Kind of, yeah. So, growing up, did you grow up with both your parents in the house?
No, I did not.
Okay, and are you the only sibling? Or do you have siblings?
No, I have one sister, one younger sister.
Okay, big shout out to, what's her name?
Addie.
What's her real name?
Addison.
Addison
Grace Richard.
Dang. Hey, listen, Addie, your sister just gave out your whole government.
She's about to be so mad, too, because she doesn't like being called Addison anymore. She's growing up.
This whole time, I thought her name was Adeline.
Are you?
I dead ass thought her.
At least you knew what my name was.
Yeah.
That's all I care about.
I only remember your name because I'm a Raiders fan and your last name is Rader. So,
well, that's fucked up.
For you growing up without your both parents in the household, how was that for you?
It was tough, but like in the moment, of like when it was happening, I didn't realize that it was tough. Until like later on, I kind of was just like, this is my life, you know, like everybody goes through this, like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, this
No,
is
they don't.
normal.
No, it's not normal.
And, cause we lived with multiple different people growing up. So it was kind of just like normal for me to move around. And it wasn't like big moves, but it was like in the same state, but we were just moving with different family members, different friends, and
Oh,
like,
like so you didn't have your own house. You were living with people.
yeah, there
Oh,
was a point in time where we weren't living with my dad, but we were living with my sister's dad. And a legal distribution happened, and basically we had to leave.
wait, illegal? What happened?
I was sexually assaulted by him.
Okay, we'll get into that later.
Yeah.
Wow, you just jumped right in there. Okay. Damn. So, damn, you just messed me up. I didn't expect you to get into it that soon. But
Well, okay,
what kind of
therapists.
do you have any kind of relationship? We'll get into that in a minute. You have any kind of relationship with your dad at all? Because I'm guessing you live with your mom, right?
No, I've never had any contact with him.
Never. And how do you think that affected you?
Um, it's hard sometimes not to know like who the other half of your family is, but also at the same time, my mom's side is like amazing. It's my whole life, and like they're very supportive. So that's, I mean, I don't really need that side. I feel like
You don't think that you need that side of your family, or you don't think that you need your dad?
I don't think I need my dad. Like I don't think I need, because I've made it this far. You know, if I needed him, then I wouldn't have made it this far.
That's not necessarily true. Because you have a support system around you that's going to help push you forward. But you need both parents.
Yeah.
You technically do need both parents, right? Because there's things that your mom can provide for you emotionally and nurturing wise that your mom can provide for you. But there's also structure and discipline and just also like nurturing things that your father provides as well, right? So like everybody said, no, it's like a woman. We just talked about this on another podcast I did, where a woman cannot raise a man, right? But at the same time, a woman can raise a daughter, but not the husband, the father, he instills certain types of different disciplines within the woman and within his daughter to make her become all these women out here that are strippers and like OnlyFans girls
Mm-hmm.
and stuff like that. Most of them probably don't have their fathers in their lives.
Yeah.
I'm not attacking anybody who's doing OnlyFans or stripping or whatnot like that, but I've talked to a lot, and a lot of them they don't have solid relationships with their fathers,
Yeah.
right? And I believe that's why you are so, not you, but I believe that's why those women are so easily, can make that decision to become a stripper or OnlyFans girl, right?
Yeah.
Because fathers instill such like kind of like discipline and respect for you, like within yourself, so you do need them.
Yeah. I did have like father figure types growing up, like my papa when we moved into our apartment. It's not my biological one, but a family member type. So I feel like
Which
I
is
had
good,
that.
but it's still not the same,
Yeah.
It's not the same because it's just a certain discipline that a father, like your actual biological father, even as a man, right? Like I grew up with a stepdad, and I feel like I turned into a good man. But at the same time, deep down, I know that there's things that even my stepdad couldn't provide for me that my biological father only could.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's kind of too late now because I'm who I am now. But I feel like that I missed some things. But I also sit back and I look at kids who have the mom and the dad in the house, or both in the house, or they have a equal relationship with both.
Mm-hmm.
Just the type of person and the morals and ethics that they possess, So I think that is very important that you have both. So, but it's unfortunate that you did it. But you did have some role models, so that's good.
Yeah.
What kind of relationship did you and your mom have growing up?
We had an amazing relationship when I was like very young, and then when I hit like age 14, I would say we kind of had a going out. That's when I started getting into drugs and alcohol and, normal teenage stuff. And then
You think drugs and alcohol is normal teenage stuff, or would you think that
normal
that's
for the side of people who, aren't doing well or have, trauma. Like once you hit high school, things get different.
oh yeah, for sure.
And drugs are easy.
But would you say that you were more enticed to do drugs because you didn't have your father around? You think if your father was around that you would have done drugs?
Oh no, I would have done more drugs if my father was around because of the person that he is, to be honest. He's
Oh
a
my
drug
god.
addict himself.
Do you know that, or somebody told you that?
Multiple people have told me this.
Okay.
And I mean, there's no reason to lie about it. I've seen photos on Facebook and he looks like he's on very bad drugs.
If you had to take a guess, what drug you think he's on?
The worst. I don't know. He just
crack?
looked like, yeah, probably.
Or like meth?
Probably meth, honestly. It looked like he was on, yeah,
Okay.
I would say that.
You ever tried meth?
No. He's
Okay.
the reason I don't try anything.
So when you said you were 14 and you started doing drugs and drinking,
Hmm.
what kind of drugs were you doing? Like smoking weed?
Yep.
Do you think weed's a drug?
Weed is a drug.
Mhm.
Well, it's a plant. Okay, it's a plant.
No, hey,
But it
the
is still
government and
technically
society
a
says,
drug.
yeah, I know the government and society says it's a drug. I mean, I don't think it's a drug. I mean, yeah, it alters you a little
I
bit.
mean, they made it to where so like people with mental issues can have it. So
Anybody can have it when you're 21.
Yeah, they agree that it's not
A drug.
exactly.
So it's not a drug.
Yeah.
All right, well look, what besides you, what do you think made you start doing drugs? Like, what was that? What pushed you to do drugs?
The aspect of my sister's like dad and all that stuff happening really like put an emotional toll on me for years.
Okay. And how did your mom take that when she found out about what happened?
She understood why, because she was
She understood
there.
why what?
Why I was doing it.
Or why you were doing the drugs?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
because she understood the things I was going through, but she obviously did not support it. And so it was like a really like struggle and battle between my mom for like a while. And like when I got older to like, I think it was 16, there was a couple times I left and didn't come home for weeks.
Okay. Where would you go?
I would go to my boyfriends at the time, which were always unhealthy relationships.
Okay.
And I would go to my friend's house or, wherever I could go.
Why would you leave though? Because you and your mom were arguing?
Because we had a fight.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
And me and my mom are so alike that when we have an argument, it just is a bomb.
yeah. So with your mom, right? And that dynamic. Would you say that you guys' relationship is a lot better now?
Oh, it's so much better.
What changed to make it better? Like, did you have to change, or did she have to change? Or do you have to talk?
Well, I definitely had to change. I was going through a lot of emotional stuff. And obviously, not every mom is perfect. So there were like tiny things. Like maybe about like, just like checking in on me more to just like get my emotional health like better. You know what I mean? Because she didn't realize that I was so just like in a bad mental state. So I had to like let her know because I was hiding it so much to everybody.
So before we get into what happened to you, when did you tell your mom about it, or she found out?
I told my mom about it.
And how did she react to that?
I was very young, but memories I remember are her kind of just like sitting there staring at me like in shock, and then I got told to go into my room, and then I just heard yelling. She was very angry.
She was yelling at him?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, so how old were you when this happened?
I'm pretty sure I was like 6 or 7 at the time. I told my mom.
That's the time you told your mom, or this
Yeah,
time
that's the time I told my mom.
How old were you when the trauma happened?
I have no clue when it started.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what age
And this was your sister's dad?
Yes.
Yeah. Are you comfortable with talking about it, or you don't want to talk about it?
I'm okay with talking about it.
Okay, so what exactly happened?
He trying to word this in a like
Speak your mind. It's okay.
non bad ish way for YouTube. He told me to touch him in a very inappropriate way multiple times, and his sons also did the same thing and also touched me inappropriately multiple times for years, as well as his uncle. But the brothers and the uncle were never gone to court because it was too much for me.
So they never were.
No.
Okay.
They never went to prison.
Well, I don't think that it's too late.
It's not, but
That's just not something you want to pursue.
I just think about my sister a lot, and there were times they visited after when my mom didn't know they did stuff, and how happy she was to see them. And I know she's going to want to see them in the future when she's an adult, and when she comes asking me questions, I'm going to tell her the truth.
Okay.
But I don't want to ruin that for her, because I already fucked up the possibility of her seeing her dad.
How did you do that?
Restraining orders
I mean,
were also put into place. So after he got out of prison, there was.
I don't think that you should hold any kind of guilt for that, because you didn't fuck it up. He fucked it up.
Yeah.
You were a child, and he made a decision to what's the word I want to say? He just decided he made a bad decision involving you, right? I don't want to say any kind of words. So I feel for you on that. Do you feel like that affects you still to this day?
It definitely still affects me when I see people that look like him.
Okay, I see that. Do you think it affects you when it comes to like, because you're 18 now, so obviously you're dating. Do you think it affects you when you date?
Yeah. I feel like I've always had like a past of dating people that always thought about themselves and not about you, and I feel like that maybe had something to do with it. I was always like, you can do better, and like it's okay, like that's what I was telling myself when it was happening, like it's not wrong, it's okay. And I feel like maybe I bring that up in relationships where I know it's not okay, but I tell myself it is.
Have you ever went to therapy?
I have. I actually graduated from therapy.
Okay, what do you got to do to graduate from therapy?
Go for years and years and have...
Show progress?
There's a huge progress. Yeah, I went through DMT. I went through, which is like a trauma treatment that I had with a therapist. That was like an hour away. We would drive an hour every Monday just to go see that specific sexual assault therapist.
Okay. So I'm just going to go ahead and ask you this. So sitting here today, you're a virgin?
No.
The reason why I asked that is because you were sexually assaulted as a child, right? So
Yeah.
I assume that anything sexual is probably like could be like a triggering, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you lost your virginity, did that affect like your trauma that you had? Did that affect you in any kind of way?
It was
Like
scary.
Affect the experience, you know what I mean?
Like the experience of it happening.
Yeah, when you lost your, because obviously when you lose your virginity, it's like a big thing, right?
Yeah.
And so, male or female, you have emotions after it. Because that's the one thing in life you can't reverse, right?
Yeah.
You can't take that back. So even as a guy, like, when you lose your virginity, you have emotions after that. You have thoughts, you have like,
Yeah.
oh shit moments. So what kind of things did you experience when you lost your virginity, especially having gone through trauma like that before you even chose to lose your virginity?
I felt like, well, I felt like I didn't do it with the right person, first of all.
We all feel that way.
Yeah. But I kind of like understood the realization of what they were like, what their intentions were to do, but were kind of trying to avoid doing.
What do you mean?
And there were times where it almost got close to not being a virgin when I was young.
Oh, in the situation?
So like when I did lose my virginity, I had like a big realization of how they were gonna like take that, like they wanted to do that if I hadn't kept saying no and all of that stuff. Like they would have just taken all that away from me, and I would have been like so young, and it just wouldn't have been fair. And then when I did it, I also had regrets because I felt like I should not be doing this stuff because this happened to me, and I'm like, I'm not normal. I shouldn't want to do this. Like, there were also thoughts about that and about being a bad person because I did it.
How do you feel today about it? Do you regret it? Besides regret.
I mean, I regret doing it as young as I did, but I think I was with a very mature and responsible person, and that's the best way it could have gone. Someone could have taken advantage of me, was not what happened. So I'm like really grateful it didn't go that way.
Did your mom know before that she watches this? Does she know?
Oh, she knows exactly how I lost my virginity. Yes.
I don't need your mom texting me like,
my mom
oh my
knows
God.
everything. We're very close, best friends.
I figured, but there's always secrets that are there. So, would you say that you're clean now from drugs?
I wouldn't say that I'm clean from drugs, but I'm clean from abusing them.
Oh. So as a young person, explain the difference, because I'd love to hear your... No, because that's a good answer. I like that.
When you take drugs when you're young, a lot of the times you take it to avoid thinking about specific things or just like completely avoiding your emotions. You want to be just like in the void. You just want to take the drugs, like, because you don't want to feel anything.
Yeah.
And when you're taking drugs to deal with like mental stuff, it can be very easy to like abuse it. And so like when you're taking the drugs, like when you're not feeling those specific emotions, that's when you're abusing it.
Okay.
When you're just like, I need it, but you're not.
And what got you to that state? Like, what got you to the state where you're like, okay, I don't want to abuse drugs anymore. I enjoy using smoking weed or whatever, but I don't want to abuse it. What got you to that?
Therapy, and also the realization that I'm gonna be an adult. I was like, I'm gonna be an adult soon. I can't be doing this shit. Like, I need to get it together. Okay.
That's very mature, because a lot of kids, they just keep going on as adults, doing drugs and stuff like that. Yeah. So that's good. You graduated high school?
I did.
Why you laugh?
Because you thought I wasn't going to.
Hey, man, listen. I'll be honest. Yeah, I was worried when they told me.
There were some rough patches.
They told me, they was like, "Oh, it was graduated," and I was like, "Oh shit."
You said how?
No, I said, "Oh shit." And then no, I think I did say how.
No, I remember you telling me the story. You said
how. Yeah, I did say that. Yeah. I said, "Oh shit," and I was like, "Oh, how is she gonna graduate?" Yeah. Because as far as I knew, everybody was making it seem like you weren't going to school, like you weren't doing your schoolwork.
It was not that bad.
You were just doing
I wasn't
drugs
going to school, but I was doing my shit. I was doing my work.
Okay, well, that's why I was like, hold on, man. I was like, how the hell is she graduating? That's crazy.
Yeah.
So big shout out to you for graduating. How does it feel to be a graduate?
Scary.
What's so scary?
The next steps of life. Like now that I graduated high school, I'm going to college. I'm going to like start my career. Like hopefully that's going to be for the rest of my life. So every part of like graduating is difficult.
And what's the next step for you?
I want to be a veterinarian.
Okay. So if I asked you what's your 5-year plan, what would you say it was?
I'm going to be doing college for vet technology, ASS, for 2 years, and then I'm going to be doing the vet school, probably Banfield Vet School.
Banfield. Okay.
That's the...
I know Banfield.
Mm-hmm.
My dog,
My cat goes there, too.
Yeah. That's the one right up the street.
They're one of the most trustworthy, like, pet hospitals in the United States. So I was like, it's a good option. I take my cat there. She's lived. She survived. She's doing great. And
your cat. Hey, listen, guys.
She was almost dead, and they kept her alive.
You guys will probably never get to see her cat. But let me tell you,
I could have brought her.
No, don't bring her because my dogs do not.
Oh, they would be pissed.
But let me tell you guys about her cat. So one day I'm at her house, right, and we're sitting there, we're just talking, and the cat just walks in. Mind you, the cat doesn't walk like a normal cat.
Don't make fun of her like that. She walks normal.
No,
Thank
she
you.
don't. She walks like she don't have hips, and she has no knees, right?
She has no heels.
No heels.
No back heels.
Yeah, so they said.
Stop laughing! It's not funny.
They told me the cat couldn't jump.
She can. It's just difficult.
Listen, this is the worst cat jumping I ever seen in my life. But I'm glad that she can at least still live a quality life. But if she couldn't jump at all, that would be horrible to be a cat because that's like the thing that cats do. And that's one thing they have over dogs. You know, is that they can climb and stuff like that.
No, she can go fast though. She loves going fast. She gets zoomies. She just has struggles jumping onto ice surfaces.
She walks like a old lady without her walker. That's how she walks. She walks horrible.
It is not that bad.
I can't even look at her when she walks. I have to turn around and look the other way because I just want to laugh. It's just because the first time.
Okay, but you've only seen her walk. When she goes down the stairs running,
it's worse.
It's so funny because she puts her legs to the side and she just like slides down and uses her front.
You want me to not laugh? Okay.
Okay, well that part's funny, but not her walking. She walks pretty normal.
All right, so before we get into everybody's favorite part of the show, what kind of advice would you give to a teenager who is battling with doing drugs?
I would say talk to your parents, or if you have a good school therapist. There can be times where some are not good. You can always switch them. I switched mine, and I ended up with an amazing school therapist because sometimes we can't pay for regular therapy, and it takes months, even years to get in. So I would do that. And if you can't talk to your parents, if they're not on your side or you're just not having a great relationship, then I would try other family members, friends. Just talk about your issues because the more you talk, the less it's on you. It's off of your chest, and people will relate with you even if you think that they won't. There's a lot of people going through the same exact thing that you're going through, and you have no idea because we hide it so well. And society makes us need to hide it because we're not supposed to. They make it so we're not supposed to feel that way, or we're supposed to be perfect, but you don't need to be perfect. Yeah. We're all human.
Hey, you know what? I've asked a lot of people, actually every person, I've asked them like to give advice to somebody who might be watching, and that was probably one of the best ones, man. Shout out to you, man. Graduate. That's why you're valedictorian, right?
A what?
Nope, you weren't valedictorian.
Nope. I was like, I didn't do any special stuff. The only special thing I did was do
Valedictorian is
honors
not
English.
special. I think valedictorian is like the smartest kid in the graduating class. That's high
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
I honestly don't remember the name of the person.
No one ever
Forgot.
does.
Yeah.
No
So
one,
it isn't that special.
no, that is. I mean, it's special because that's an achievement. But usually the only person who remembers it is the person that did it,
Yeah.
their family and their friends. Because usually,
I'm sure you get
they're
a
usually
lot.
considered a nerd. I don't like using that word because what's a nerd? I mean, what's really?
I mean, I was considered a nerd, which I think is funny because I was skipping school and doing.
I thought you were gothic when I first met you.
Yeah, and people would say I'm gothic, and then everybody would be like, "You're a nerd," because I wouldn't like to talk in class. I wouldn't, and I would yell at people for doing stupid shit. Like I'd be like,
That ain't
"What are
nerdy. That's scary. I would have been scared. You look gothic. You're quiet. Don't talk to nobody, and you spaz out. I would think that you
Well,
about to be shooting
no,
us up
I
or
would just
something.
like if they weren't doing the work, I'd be like, "Do your work." Like I would also be scary too. I was scary.
You
but-
give me Wednesday vibes. You know what Wednesday is?
Yes, I know Wednesday. My sister's obsessed with that show. She did Wednesday for a costume. She looks exactly like her, but
Well, you
with
guys look
blonde
just
hair.
alike. You guys look a lot alike.
Me and my sister.
Yes. Like you, your mom, and your sister are like
Me and my
triplets.
sister don't really look like.
I know you don't want to admit it, but you do. So right now, it's your turn to spin the wheel. Don't look at it. Just spin it.
Okay.
You gotta spin it with the nails, man. Don't break it.
I'm not
All
gonna
right. Hopefully you
break
land
it.
on double spin. Double spin is the blue one.
What is that?
Oh no, you got emotional abuse. All right, so
Oh.
you've already told us about some physical abuse, and I'm sorry that you had to go through that. But I'm glad that you're making it through. You're making the strives to get through that, and you're showing vulnerability. You coming here telling your story, vulnerability and selflessness, telling your story. So hopefully somebody can relate to it and encourage somebody. So I appreciate that. But tell us about a time where you experienced and went through emotional abuse.
There were a lot of friendships where I went through emotional abuse just for like. I mean, it depends on the thing that you would specify as emotional abuse, like
Emotional abuse to you. What do you consider?
Yeah.
First off, let's break that down. What do you consider emotional abuse?
being manipulative and forcing people to do things, da 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 da, and just toxic being a toxic person and being aware that you're
Toxic.
trying to make the other person the same way, or just like trying to make their life worse because you are that way.
Okay, so based off your definition of emotional abuse, tell me about a relationship or a time where you went through that. You ain't gotta say who it was. Just
Yeah.
yeah.
There was a friend that like basically only thought of themselves and was like always parading me and was to go around everywhere and buy her things, and she just never really thought of of me, and I didn't realize it until after our friendship broke up, and I was like, wow, she was like kind of emotionally abusing me. She was taking away all of my other friends. She was making me think the same way she did. She was like basically not letting me do the things that I wanted to do. And it was always like I felt like she would make it so I didn't have any other choice but to go on her side or do what she wanted to do, because she would make it just seem that way. She was very, I don't know. She was just very selfish, a very selfish person.
And experience going through that. How did that make you feel? Like, how did that affect you, and how did it make you feel?
It made me feel hurt because I really thought that we had like a close friendship, and then I was like, well, that was just all fake. That was just you. That wasn't me. Like, you're making me feel like I need to be that, and I need to, be like you, but I don't. So it was just kind of like hurtful. that they didn't even realize or admit, because they probably did realize, but they didn't admit that they were only thinking about themselves and making me do things that wasn't for the benefit of me.
Okay. Let me ask you a question. Do you think that you've caused trauma on other people? Anybody?
Yes, one person in particular.
Who? Your mom?
Oh, two people then. Yeah, my mom and
If you don't want to say who it is, you ain't got to say who it is.
yeah, it's just a past ex-boyfriend.
Okay, yeah, we're not gonna talk about that. Probably because
It's
they're probably that boyfriend's probably teetering between minor and not minor, so we're not gonna talk about that. Um, sorry, listen, guys. Ava brought one of her friends here with her, and I just looked behind the camera and stuff and seen her what she's doing. She's crazy. Um, but what kind of trauma did you cause your mom?
lots of emotional trauma.
Before you get into that, let me just say this. So I don't edit anything out of these, right? So when I said what I said just a minute ago, her friend looked at me like Jesus. I don't edit anything out. Everything is live and raw, and well, not really live. I mean, yeah, it's live, but it's raw, it's unedited, right? So that will be in the video. But what kind of trauma did you bestow upon your mom?
I caused lots of emotional trauma and probably emotional abuse. Like I was like off in my world of drugs. I can do whatever I want, you know. I was just in a hole of emotional depression and didn't even know who I was. So I felt like I could do whatever I want. Like I own the world. And it caused so much hurt and sadness and trauma upon her because she didn't want me to be that person. She knew the potential that I had, but I would get mad at her every time she would try to show me the potential that I had and try to help. And it just like caused her to go crazy, basically.
Do you think that the stuff that you were doing, do you think that not only caused her like emotional pain, just because of how she loved you, but also because of the battles that she had to fight to defend you? You know what I mean? Like,
for sure, because she wanted me to do what made me happy, and the bad things were making me happy. And so she had to put a line between, I want you to be happy, but I want you to be a healthy happy.
but no, what I'm saying is like, so think about this, right? She has friends, she has family, you know, and they see that how you're acting. They see you using the drugs. They see all
Yeah.
that. So those family members and friends, they literally are probably giving her hell. They're probably like, talking shit. They're probably like have stuff to say about, what you're doing. And so she's having to like kind of like defend you to them. And just it's like almost like a tug of war. She between like, yeah, these friends and family members might be right. Like, yeah, but this is my daughter. You know what I mean? Like, and so she's trying to like kind of like, I feel like she's trying to like kind of like defend you, but at the same time get you to, out of your slump. Get you to come back.
Yeah, no, for sure. She had to defend me multiple times. There were like school conferences. I had a 504 plan, and
What's a 504 plan?
it is when you have mental health issues. I specifically tried to off myself, and that was what happened. I don't know the specific circumstances, but I'm pretty sure it's just mental issues, mental health.
So wait, you tried to off yourself, to unalive yourself, and you don't know about it?
I do know about it. I just don't know the specific standards of 504 plan. Like I knew I did caused me to be able to get a 504 plan, but that was like after the fact. Like they didn't explain to me like, oh, if you do this, like, because they don't want you to do. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like
So let's backtrack real quick. So I never knew this. When did you try to unalive yourself?
It was freshman year.
Okay.
Of high school.
And what got you to that point, to where you wanted to do that?
I was drinking a lot and had a lot of emotional issues, like that I that I was struggling with for years, and high school was very different for me. So the switch was it was just too much. So I started abusing alcohol, and then eventually I just said, I don't even want to be alive anymore. I don't like life.
Okay.
I don't want to be here.
And what got you out of that mindset, like in
Um,
that moment? What kind of like made you backtrack? Did you actually physically try?
I did, yeah. I tried at school in the stall,
Okay. And how did you try? Cut your wrist or something? No.
and strangled.
Oh man. Who saved you?
One of my now best friends, Avi. That's how we met,
You said his name
actually.
was Abby.
Avi.
Big
She
shout out to
lives.
you, Abby.
Yeah, she's literally my ride or die. She saved my life that day, and has continued to. She heard me struggling to breathe in the bathroom stall, and that's how we met. And we've been friends for years, and that's how I stopped. And then I eventually, she convinced me to go to the counselors, I think, or just tell someone. And then my mom picked me up and we went to the hospital.
Okay. And hold on, what exactly got you to that point? Made you want to do that?
Emotional struggles, depression, and trauma.
Uh, okay, so I understand the trauma. What were you depressed about?
I was I was just depressed about life. I didn't like the way that we had to survive. We couldn't just live. We had to survive. We had to go to school. We didn't have a choice. Like, I was just thinking about all the things. I have to have a good degree if I want to make good money, if I want to live. I was just thinking way, way deep, and I was like, I don't want to be here.
You seem like you felt like it was just too much pressure.
Mm-hmm.
Just life in general was too much pressure.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, big shout out to Abby. We need people like that.
Everyone needs an Abby.
Maybe I can get Abby to come tell her story.
She's coming down from Maine soon, so
Okay.
we could probably come back and do a podcast.
Yeah, there we go. So, in the closing, what do you think about the podcast? Oh, no. Before we get to that, I asked you a question about your mom. If your mom was sitting here today, what would you tell her about about all your emotional abuse you caused upon her? Have you talked to her about this already before?
I don't think I've ever straight up apologized to her, but
Let's
I'm
do
gonna
it.
send her this episode,
There we go.
and I'm so sorry that you had to go through that and literally like force me to live and force me to do all of those things because I was just such in a deep place. Like, you're one of the only reasons that I continue to stay, because you helped me with all of the resources and you did all the things and everything you did was right, and no matter what you say was wrong, you did the right thing.
All right, there you have it. I think that's a good place to call it quits. But no, in our closing, what did you think about the podcast?
It's amazing, and I love the support and just that people are able to come and talk about whatever they want with you. You're a very open person, and I appreciate all of the just emotional support and just you're an amazing person.
I appreciate that.
Also, shout out to Malia. I love you and I miss you.
Of course. One of the main reasons why I do this.
Yeah.
But as always, if you guys haven't yet, go ahead and follow us on Instagram at @MinorEmotion_VDP. TikTok as well at Minority Emotions the podcast. If you like to be vulnerable, share your story, shoot me an email to minoriteemotionsthethe@gmail.com. Hit that like button and share. And as always, like Ava said, make sure you find somebody you can talk to. Surround yourself around good people. And we're out of here. Peace.